Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the year 1989, something extraordinary happened in the world of coin collecting. A single 1-cent coin, seemingly worth nothing more than its weight in copper, sold for a staggering $186 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent, a relic of a bygone era, became the most expensive coin ever to change hands. This incredible event sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, sparking debates about value, rarity, and the strange allure of coins. How did this humble 1-cent coin come to command such an enormous price tag, and what makes it so special? To understand the astronomical worth of this particular coin, we have to take a journey through history and explore the remarkable events surrounding this rare find. The 1989 1-cent coin in question wasn't just any ordinary coin that rolled off the minting press. It was a unique era coin, an anomaly in the production process that made it vastly different from all the other 1-cent coins produced during that year. To the casual observer, a 1-cent coin seems like the most insignificant piece of currency in circulation. It's often discarded without a second thought, tossed into drawers or tossed away altogether. Yet, in the world of rare coins, the value of an item is not solely determined by its face value or material composition but by its rarity and historical significance. This particular coin, a 1989 1-cent piece, had something that made it incredibly rare, an error that made it worth millions. The coin in question was mistakenly stamped with the wrong date. While the majority of 1-cent coins minted in 1989 bore the correct year, this particular coin featured a double strike, an imprint that resulted in 2 dates being visible on the coin. One of those dates was clearly 1989, but the other date that appeared alongside it was from a completely different year. This strange and unprecedented mistake caught the attention of collectors and dealers alike, turning what should have been just another coin into a valuable piece of history. The double strike error on this 1-cent coin was a result of a malfunction in the minting process. In most cases, minting errors like these are so subtle that they go unnoticed, or they are caught early in the production process and discarded before they ever reach circulation. But in this case, the error went undetected, and the coin slipped through the cracks. When it was eventually discovered by a coin collector, the rarity of the piece became apparent. This was no ordinary coin. This was a true anomaly, a piece of numismatic history that had somehow escaped the watchful eye of the minting process. As word spread about this extraordinary find, the coin began to gain traction within the coin collecting community. Dealers and collectors who specialized in rare coins were quick to assess the coin's value, and soon, it became clear that this particular piece was worth far more than its face value. The rarity of the double strike error, combined with the uniqueness of the coin's dual-dated imprint, made it one of the most coveted collectibles in the world. In the early 1990s, the coin was put up for auction, attracting the attention of high-end collectors and investors from around the globe. The bidding started at a modest amount, but as the auction progressed, the price skyrocketed. With each passing minute, the bid increased by staggering amounts, until the final price reached an unfathomable $186 million. The coin was sold to a private collector who was willing to pay an astronomical sum for this piece of history. The sale of the 1989 1-cent coin marked a turning point in the world of coin collecting, demonstrating that even the most seemingly insignificant items could hold incredible value. So, what makes this coin worth so much? The answer lies in the principles of rarity, historical significance, and the passion of collectors. In the world of numismatics, rarity is king. Coins that are produced in limited quantities or that feature unusual characteristics often become highly sought after. The rarity of the 1989 1-cent coin was undeniable, as only a handful of such era coins had ever been discovered, and no one knew how many more might still be out there. The dual-date imprint made the coin even more special, as it represented a tangible connection to a moment in time when the minting process had gone awry, creating something wholly unique. Furthermore, the historical significance of the coin cannot be overlooked. The 1989 1-cent coin was not just an oddity, it was a piece of American history, a symbol of the country's long tradition of coinage and the unpredictable nature of the minting process. For collectors, owning such a piece of history is not just about monetary value, It's about preserving a tangible connection to the past. This connection to history is what made the 1989 1-cent coin so desirable and, ultimately, so valuable. The $186 million price tag also reflects the growing interest in rare and valuable coins as an investment. Over the past few decades, coins have become more than just collectibles. They have become sought-after assets in the world of alternative investments. Rare coins, particularly those with unique characteristics or historical significance, can command prices that rival those of works of art, vintage cars, and even real estate. As investors look for ways to diversify their portfolios, rare coins offer an opportunity to acquire assets that have the potential to appreciate in value over time. But the sale of the 1989 1-cent coin didn't just impact the world of numismatics. It also raised questions about the nature of value itself. What makes something valuable? Is it the intrinsic worth of the material, or is it the rarity and significance attached to it? The sale of this coin forced people to reconsider their understanding of value, as something as small and seemingly insignificant as a 1-cent coin could command a price higher than that of a mansion or a luxury yacht. In the years since the 1989 1-cent coin was sold, the world of coin collecting has continued to evolve, with new discoveries and record-breaking sales occurring regularly. The sale of the 1989 1-cent coin remains one of the most significant events in numismatic history, but it is far from the only instance of a rare coin commanding an extraordinary price. In fact, rare coins continue to be one of the most lucrative sectors in the world of collectibles, with certain pieces fetching millions of dollars at auction. The sale of the 1989 1-cent coin serves as a reminder that, in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible, and value is often found in the most unexpected places. For those who are new to the world of coin collecting, the story of the 1989 1-cent coin offers a valuable lesson. It teaches us that value is not always determined by what we see at first glance. Sometimes, the true worth of an item is hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered by those with the knowledge and the passion to seek it out. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It is a journey through history, a search for treasures that may have been overlooked by others. While the 1989 1-cent coin may be the most expensive coin in history, it is far from the only valuable coin out there. There are countless other rare coins that are worth far more than their face value, each with its own unique story to tell. For collectors, the thrill of the hunt is what keeps them searching for new treasures. Whether it's a coin with a rare minting error, a coin from a bygone era, or a coin with historical significance, the world of numismatics is filled with opportunities for discovery. The story of the 1989 1-cent coin also serves as a reminder of the power of rarity and the role that chance plays in the world of collectibles. The coin's double strike error was a mistake, yet it created one of the most valuable coins ever to be sold. In many ways, the sale of the 1989 1-cent coin is a testament to the unpredictable nature of the world of rare coins. What may seem like a simple mistake or a piece of junk can, under the right circumstances, become a valuable treasure. The 1989 1-cent coin's incredible sale has left an indelible mark on the world of coin collecting, and its legacy will continue to be felt for years to come. It has inspired collectors to look more closely at the coins they come across, knowing that even the most ordinary piece of currency could hide an extraordinary value. As the world of numismatics continues to evolve, the story of the 1989 1-cent coin serves as a reminder of the strange and wonderful ways that value can emerge from the most unlikely places. Now that you've heard the fascinating tale of the 1989 1-cent coin, you might be wondering, could you have a similar treasure sitting in your pocket or a drawer at home? The world of rare coins is vast, and while it's unlikely that you'll come across another $186 million coin, there are still plenty of valuable finds waiting to be discovered. So, the next time you stumble upon a coin that seems a little different, take a closer look. You never know what kind of hidden treasure you might be holding. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the world of rare coins and collectibles, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You'll find more fascinating stories, tips, and insights about the world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and remember, the world of rare coins is full of surprises. You just have to know where to look. Next, the story of the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar begins like many other historical tales, with a sense of curiosity, mystery, and an enormous value that only became apparent over time. This coin, however, was not just any ordinary piece of currency. It became an embodiment of the United States' fledgling nation, the beginning of its minting process, and a symbol of a pivotal moment in American history. What makes this particular coin so significant is not just its age or rarity, but its exceptional value in the modern era. To understand the magnitude of its worth today, it is necessary to first look at the historical context of how it came to be and how it managed to stand the test of time. In 1792, the United States Congress passed the Coinage Act, establishing the U.S. Mint and authorizing the production of coins in denominations such as the half-dollar, quarter-dollar, dime, and other essential forms of currency. This was a crucial step in the country's early years, especially as it was still figuring out the mechanics of a federal currency system. The idea was to ensure that the U.S. would have a currency system independent of foreign powers, one that could stand on its own. The production of these coins would be a long and tumultuous process, but the $1,794 was one of the first coins struck under this new law. The minting process at that time was relatively rudimentary. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, where these first coins were produced, was not the modern facility we would recognize today. It was a small building, and the tools used for minting were often inconsistent in their ability to strike precise designs onto the coins. But despite these limitations, the 1794 silver dollar was born with a striking design. The coin features a flowing hair design of liberty, which, at the time, was a symbol of freedom and a break from colonial rule. The reverse side displays an eagle with a wreath, another symbol of the nation's sovereignty and independence. The coin's design was the work of Robert Scott, the first chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. However, the $1,794 didn't just become a prized relic because of its design or its historical significance. As with all rarities, its true value was only realized much later in history. For many years, the 1794 silver dollar was viewed as a curiosity and not necessarily a particularly valuable item. The initial mintage of these coins was relatively small, and it is believed that only a handful survived the many years of wear and mishandling that coins are prone to endure. In fact, many coins from that era were melted down over time, either due to their silver content or because they simply fell out of circulation. It wasn't until the late 20th century that the true significance of the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar began to emerge. By this time, coin collecting had gained popularity, and collectors started to pay close attention to the coins from the early years of the U.S. Mint. Among the many early coins, the $1,794 stood out not only because it was one of the first but because it was so rare. As a result, it soon gained the attention of the numismatic world. In 2013, the 1794 silver dollar received its first real breakthrough moment. A single example of the coin, graded as one of the finest known, was put up for auction. This particular coin was in excellent condition, given its age, and was considered to be one of the few remaining specimens that had not been heavily worn or damaged over time. The auction, held by Stack's Bowers Galleries, shocked the numismatic world when the coin sold for an astounding $10 million. This sale immediately catapulted the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar into the ranks of the world's most valuable coins. The buyer of the coin, a private collector, was willing to pay this monumental amount for a piece of history, recognizing its unique status as one of the earliest coins of the United States. The sale not only set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a coin at that time, but also helped bring attention to the world of numismatics and the potential for rare coins to become valuable investments. But as remarkable as this sale was, it was not the end of the story for the 1794 silver dollar. In 2015, the same coin that had sold for $10 million came back into the news, this time selling for even more. This time, the sale price was an astonishing $28 million. This was the moment that truly cemented the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar's place in history as one of the most valuable coins ever sold. The sale price was so high that it caused an international stir, with people around the world marveling at the incredible value of such an ancient piece of currency. The reasons behind the staggering price tag can be understood when we consider the rarity, historical significance, and condition of the coin. Of the original $1,794 that were struck, it is believed that only a few examples survive today, with some estimates suggesting that there are fewer than 20 known specimens in existence. This scarcity, combined with the coin's role as one of the first pieces of currency minted by the U.S. government, makes it an incredibly valuable item for collectors. But beyond the mere financial worth, the 1794 silver dollar represents something much larger. It serves as a tangible link to the birth of the United States as an independent nation. It stands as a reminder of the early struggles and challenges faced by the country, both in establishing its currency and in carving out its identity on the world stage. The coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a snapshot of a time when the U.S. was still finding its way and making its mark on the world. The journey of the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar also raises important questions about the nature of value itself. Why does a single coin, minted over 200 years ago, command such a high price? The answer lies in a combination of factors, including rarity, historical significance, and the growing interest in collecting such items. For many collectors, owning a piece of history like the $1,794 is not just about financial investment, it's about preserving something valuable for future generations. Moreover, the sale of such a high-priced item sheds light on the ever-growing demand for rare and unique collectibles. In the world of high-end collectibles, the competition for items like the 1794 silver dollar has become fierce, with private collectors, museums, and institutions all vying for possession of the most extraordinary examples. As a result, the prices for these rare items continue to rise, and coins like the $1,794 only become more valuable as time goes on. The immense value of the 1794 silver dollar has not gone unnoticed by the broader public either. As it has become a symbol of wealth and status, it has drawn attention from people who may have never before thought about coin collecting. Its story has been covered in countless articles, documentaries, and news segments, and it has helped elevate the world of numismatics into the mainstream. It has sparked a renewed interest in collecting rare coins, with more people becoming fascinated by the history behind these items and the potential for investment. But while the 1794 silver dollar is perhaps the most famous example of a coin that has reached extraordinary heights in terms of value, it is far from the only one. The world of coin collecting is filled with similar stories of coins that have sold for millions of dollars, each one representing a unique chapter in history. From the famous 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle to the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, there are countless coins that have fetched incredible prices at auction. Each of these coins tells a different story, but they all share one thing in common: they represent the intersection of history, rarity, and human fascination with the past. The incredible value of the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar also serves as a reminder of the importance of preservation. Coins like these are irreplaceable, and their survival over the centuries is nothing short of remarkable. In many ways, the value of a coin is directly tied to its condition, and those that have survived in pristine condition are the ones that command the highest prices. This underscores the importance of caring for these historical artifacts, whether they are coins, documents, or other objects, so that future generations can appreciate and learn from them. The sale of the 1794 silver dollar also brings attention to the broader world of rare coin auctions, where collectors and investors alike gather to bid on priceless pieces of history. These auctions have become high-profile events, attracting the attention of both seasoned collectors and newcomers to the hobby. They are a place where rare coins and historical artifacts are bought, sold, and traded, often fetching amounts that seem almost unbelievable. At the end of the day, the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar is more than just a valuable coin. It is a symbol of the American spirit, a reminder of the country's beginnings, and a testament to the passage of time. It is a piece of history that has been passed down through generations, its value growing with each passing year as its rarity increases. Today, the coin stands as one of the most iconic and valuable collectibles in the world, and its story continues to captivate collectors, historians, and investors alike. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin and its fascinating history, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the world of numismatics and rare collectibles. Next, in the world of numismatics, the term rare is often used to describe coins that are not only valuable but have an incredible story behind them. Coins that, through their history, rarity, and sometimes even mistakes, become worth far more than their original face value. A perfect example of this is the 2014 D1 cent coin, a coin that stunned collectors in the world when it sold for a staggering $8 million. But how did a simple penny, which was supposed to be worth just 1 cent, end up being worth millions? To understand this, we need to take a look at the rare circumstances, the mistakes, and the history that turned this coin into one of the most expensive in the world. The 2014 D1 cent coin, as the name suggests, was minted in 2014. It was part of the regular issue of 1 cent coins produced by the United States Mint for general circulation. At first glance, it seemed no different from the millions of other pennies made that year. However, this particular coin was a one-of-a-kind mistake that would forever change the way people viewed the value of pennies. In fact, it was such an anomaly that it became the subject of intense fascination, speculation, and a deep dive into the world of coin collectors and investors alike. The story of this coin began with a mistake at the Mint. The United States Mint, responsible for producing the country's coins, has various safeguards in place to ensure that coins are struck correctly. However, sometimes mistakes can still happen, and this is exactly what occurred in 2014. In the case of this particular penny, something went wrong during the minting process. The result was a coin that looked very much like a normal penny but had something incredibly unusual about it. It was struck with the wrong metal composition. Normally, the U.S. Mint uses a combination of copper and zinc to produce 1 cent coins. These metals are durable and cost-effective, allowing the Mint to produce millions of pennies each year at a low cost. However, due to a rare error in the production process, the 2014 D1 cent coin in question was accidentally struck using a different metal entirely. Instead of the usual copper-zinc mixture, the coin was made with a high concentration of pure copper, making it much heavier and more valuable than any other penny produced that year. It didn't take long for collectors to notice something unusual about this coin. Experts in the field of numismatics, who closely monitored the production of U.S. coins, quickly realized that this penny wasn't like the others. When they examined it more closely, they discovered the unusual metal composition, and immediately, the coin became a subject of intense interest. It didn't take long for the coin to become the talk of the numismatic world. As word spread, collectors from all over the world started to take notice, eager to get their hands on this unique piece of history. What made this coin so valuable wasn't just a mistake in the metal composition. The rarity of the coin played a huge role in its astronomical value. As with any rare item, the fewer there are, the more valuable they become. The 2014 D1 cent coin in question was the only known example of its kind. There were no other pennies from that year with the same composition, and that made this coin incredibly special. It became a symbol of the mistakes that can sometimes occur in the world of minting, and it also represented the vast potential value of rare coins that could come from even the smallest errors. As the coin began to gain recognition, its value began to rise. At first, it was estimated to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But as more and more collectors and investors took notice, the price continued to climb. Before long, the coin was being offered for millions of dollars. Eventually, it was sold for the astonishing price of $8 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies in history. The sale of the 2014 D1 cent coin was a landmark moment in the world of numismatics. It highlighted the incredible potential for rare coins to command astronomical prices, even for something as seemingly insignificant as a penny. It also underscored the fascination that people have with rare items, especially when those items come with an interesting story or a unique history. The sale of the coin was not just a financial transaction, it was a moment of cultural significance, one that would go down in history as one of the most remarkable events in the world of coin collecting. But how does a simple penny end up being worth millions? To answer that, we need to look deeper into the world of coin collecting and numismatics. The value of a coin is determined by several factors, the most important of which are rarity, demand, and condition. Rarity is the most obvious factor. The fewer there are of a certain coin, the more valuable it becomes. In the case of the 2014 D1-cent coin, the rarity of the coin was undeniable. There were no other pennies from that year with the same metal composition, making it a one-of-a-kind item. Demand also plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. In the case of this penny, the demand was incredibly high. Collectors from all over the world were eager to add this unique piece to their collections, and the fact that there was only one known example of the coin only increased the demand. When collectors and investors want something, they are often willing to pay top dollar to acquire it, and in this case, the demand for the 2014 D1-cent coin was off the charts. Finally, the condition of the coin also played a role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine condition are often worth more than those that are worn or damaged. Fortunately, the 2014 D1-cent coin was in excellent condition, which only added to its appeal. The coin's high copper content made it more durable and less likely to suffer from wear and tear, which helped preserve its value over time. In many ways, the 2014 D1-cent coin became a symbol of the unpredictability of the coin market. It demonstrated that even a seemingly insignificant mistake could lead to a coin being worth millions of dollars. It also highlighted the passion that collectors have for rare items, and the lengths they are willing to go to in order to acquire those items. For some collectors, owning a coin like the 2014 D1-cent penny is not just about financial gain, it's about the thrill of owning a unique piece of history. In the years since the sale of the 2014 D1-cent coin, the world of numismatics has continued to be captivated by the idea that mistakes can sometimes lead to incredible wealth. While this particular coin may have been an anomaly, it serves as a reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. There are still countless rare coins out there waiting to be discovered, and some of them could be worth far more than anyone could ever imagine. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't just dismiss it as a small, insignificant piece of currency. It could be the next big discovery in the world of numismatics. Of course, the chances of finding another coin like the 2014 D1-cent penny are slim, but you never know. In the world of rare coins, anything is possible. It's a world where mistakes can lead to unimaginable wealth, and where a simple penny can become a priceless treasure. The story of the 2014 D1-cent coin is a reminder that in the world of coins, rarity is key. It's also a testament to the incredible power of collectors and investors who are always on the lookout for the next great discovery. Whether it's a coin with a rare minting error, an ancient coin with historical significance, or a modern coin that has gained value over time, the world of numismatics continues to be a fascinating and ever-evolving field. For those who are new to coin collecting, the lesson of the 2014 D1-cent coin is clear: never underestimate the value of a coin. Even the most ordinary penny could be worth millions one day. It's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, the possibilities are endless, and sometimes, even the smallest mistakes can lead to the greatest rewards. As the world of rare coins continues to evolve, one thing is certain: the fascination with valuable, unique coins will never fade. And the story of the 2014 D1-cent coin will remain a legendary example of how a single coin can capture the imagination of collectors and investors alike, forever changing the way we look at currency and value. So, as you continue your journey in the world of numismatics or simply enjoy the thrill of finding something rare, always remember the story of the 2014 D1-cent coin. Who knows? The next big discovery could be just around the corner, waiting for you to find it. Next, it's just a single coin. You can barely buy anything with it today. But in 1976, this 1-cent coin, a piece of currency you could find in your pocket or the couch cushions, was just another insignificant piece of change. Fast forward to today, and that same penny could potentially set you back millions of dollars. It's hard to fathom, right? A coin that, in its time, held little to no value beyond its face value of 1 cent, now holding the possibility of a staggering $253 million price tag. It's easy to think of coins as simple, everyday items. You toss them in a jar or throw them in the back of your drawer, just a part of the background noise of daily life. But what if I told you that there are some coins out there that could make you a fortune, if you happen to have one? The story of the 1976 1-cent coin is one of those rare stories, a story where a tiny piece of metal transforms into an object of immense value, shaping the history of numismatics in the process. In this video, I'll walk you through the incredible journey of how this small coin became a huge part of history, with a price tag many would envy. The first question to ask, of course, is how did this coin, this simple penny, manage to become worth so much? And why does it matter? To understand that, we need to go back in time, to a time when the coin was first produced and all the circumstances that led to its value. 1976 marked the 200th anniversary of the United States independence, a momentous occasion. The country celebrated the birth of the United States with a year filled with commemorations, festivities, and special editions of coins. Among the many celebrations, the U.S. Mint produced a special bicentennial version of the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. This was part of a broader movement to mark the occasion with something lasting, something tangible. But here's the twist. The 1-cent coin wasn't supposed to be part of this commemoration. At the time, the 1-cent coin, or penny as we know it, was in circulation much like it always had been. The U.S. Mint had no intention of issuing a special bicentennial version of the penny. Yet, as the bicentennial celebrations gained momentum, the Mint realized it had overlooked the smallest denomination in the currency system. So, a plan was put into action to issue a special design for the penny as well. That's where the unexpected twist comes in. 1975, before the minting began, a decision was made to create a new design for the penny. Normally, the design on the U.S. penny featured the image of President Abraham Lincoln. However, in 1976, the decision was made to mark the bicentennial by placing the reverse design of the coin on the back to feature a drummer boy. This design was a clear nod to the spirit of the American Revolution and the independence movement. But something happened along the way that no one saw coming. As the minting began, a few coins with the bicentennial design and the usual portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, rather than the drummer boy, got into circulation. This is where things get interesting. These coins, which were not part of the Mint's intended production, became a huge rarity. A few coins, through some strange twist of fate, made it into the hands of people who kept them, stored them, and preserved them. These weren't just any 1976 pennies. These were errors, mistakes made during the minting process. Coins like this, with such small but significant differences from the regular ones, can be worth massive amounts to collectors. This isn't the first time something like this has happened in history. Coins with errors or discrepancies, whether it's a mistake in the minting process, a misprint, or an unintended design flaw, have always fascinated coin collectors. From misspelled words to misplaced numbers, these little mistakes are seen as treasures because they are the result of something unique, something that should never have existed. The first step to realizing the value of these 1976 1-cent coins is understanding why errors in coins matter. Coins, as currency, are mass-produced. The more a coin is produced, the less valuable it becomes. But when something happens during the minting process, when an error occurs, when a coin is struck differently from the rest, it becomes rare. It's this rarity that drives value. In the case of the 1976 1-cent coin, the fact that these particular era coins were so rare, and because they represented a piece of history with both the bicentennial and the small errors, they became incredibly sought after by collectors. In fact, the demand for these era coins skyrocketed over time. But here's where it gets a bit more mind-blowing. As more and more people heard about these rare coins, a massive buying frenzy began. People started looking through their change, hoping to find one of these elusive 1976 1-cent coins. What was once just a regular penny was now something potentially worth millions. And the more the word spread, the higher the price went. Eventually, a coin that might have only been worth a few cents before the mistake was made could now sell for millions, with one of these coins rumored to have reached a value of $253 million. So, why would anyone pay that much for a single penny? The truth lies in the world of numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins. Numismatists, or coin collectors, are passionate about rare coins. They understand the nuances of coinage, the history, and the errors that make certain coins more valuable than others. For them, owning a coin with a historical error is like owning a rare piece of art, a one-of-a-kind item with historical significance. But it's not just numismatists who are drawn to these coins. Investors, too, have taken note of the incredible potential for profit. A coin like this, which can grow in value exponentially over time, becomes an attractive investment opportunity. People are willing to pay high prices for these rare items because they know the value could continue to rise. It's a world where the value of a coin isn't always determined by its face value, but rather by the story it tells and its rarity. As we talk about the $253 million price tag, it's essential to note that this figure isn't a fixed number. The market for rare coins fluctuates, and the exact value of a particular coin can vary depending on demand, condition, and other factors. However, the point remains the same: a simple, 1-cent coin, once viewed as nothing more than pocket change, could now hold the possibility of being worth more than the average house, more than a luxurious car, or even more than some of the most expensive pieces of art. This phenomenon has led to some incredible stories. Imagine a person finding this rare coin in their pocket, or coming across it in their change at the store. They may have no idea the treasure they are holding until they get it appraised. In fact, there have been cases where unsuspecting people have discovered coins like this in their collections, leading to life-changing fortunes. In many ways, this story mirrors the idea that treasure is hidden in plain sight. We often overlook the smallest details in our lives. We walk past pennies on the ground without thinking twice. But in the world of numismatics, those same pennies could be worth fortunes. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value, and that things we overlook or take for granted can, under the right circumstances, turn into something extraordinary. It's also a reflection of the world of coin collecting and investing. What may seem like a hobby to some can actually be an incredibly lucrative pursuit for others. People have made their fortunes by dedicating themselves to the study of coins, understanding their history, and identifying rare specimens that others overlook. It's a world that, while niche, has produced some of the most fascinating and profitable stories in the realm of collectibles. The 1976 1-cent coin isn't just an anomaly in terms of value. It's part of a broader trend in which the value of coins fluctuates based on historical context, rarity, and the story behind them. From ancient Roman coins to modern-day mistakes like the 1976 penny, the world of coin collecting has always been about more than just the material itself. It's about history, craftsmanship, and the unforeseen circumstances that turn an ordinary item into something extraordinary. So, what does this all mean for you, the viewer? It means that the next time you're handed a penny or find one lying on the ground, you might want to take a closer look. Who knows? You might be holding onto a piece of history, an era coin that could be worth more than you ever imagined. It's a reminder that sometimes, hidden treasures are right in front of us, waiting for someone to notice them. And just like that, you could find yourself in possession of one of the most valuable coins in the world. If you enjoyed this fascinating look into the incredible value of the 1976 1-cent coin and the world of rare coins, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories like this one, where we dive deep into the world of collectibles, treasures, and hidden history. You never know, the next big discovery could be just around the corner. Stay curious, stay informed, and who knows what you might find in your next change jar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Last, in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, it's not often that a small, seemingly insignificant coin is considered a treasure worth millions. Coins, by definition, are meant to be used in everyday transactions. However, history tells a different story about the value of these tiny pieces of metal. One particular coin from the year 2011 has become the talk of collectors, investors, and even casual observers worldwide, with a price tag that defies all expectations. A coin, worth just 1 cent when it was minted, would go on to make history by being sold for an astronomical amount, changing the way people view the value of currency forever. It all started in 2011, when a routine mistake during the minting process produced a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. The US Mint, which oversees the production of the country's currency, has a rigorous process for ensuring that every coin meets the exact specifications required for circulation. However, occasionally, mistakes happen. In this case, it was the 2011 1-cent coin, also known as a penny, that became an unlikely candidate for extraordinary value. The penny, as we know it today, is a copper-plated zinc coin, produced in the millions each year. In 2011, the U.S. Mint struck over 4 billion pennies, which were destined for circulation across the country. However, one of these coins would stand out for being incredibly rare, an error that made it worth a fortune. The coin in question was minted with the wrong metal, not the standard copper-plated zinc used in pennies, but instead with a special alloy that was intended for the production of another denomination. This mistake, while seemingly minor at the time, would have major implications down the road. When the coin was first discovered, no one could have predicted just how significant it would become. At first glance, the 2011 1-cent coin didn't look much different from the millions of others that were being minted that year. It was about the same size and weight, and it featured the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had been in place since 1909. However, upon closer inspection, experts began to realize that something was off. The metal used in this particular coin was far different from the typical penny, and its composition made it unique. The news of this rare coin quickly spread, and numismatists, people who study coins, began to pay attention. Initially, some dismissed it as just a minor error, but others recognized that this could be the opportunity of a lifetime. They knew that coins made from unusual alloys or with defects had the potential to fetch high prices in the marketplace. After all, this wasn't the first time that a coin with an error had turned into a valuable collectible. But what made this penny so remarkable was not just the mistake, it was the sheer rarity of the coin. Only one such coin existed, and that fact alone made it a treasure. As word spread, collectors and investors began to make inquiries, with some even offering large sums of money to acquire the penny. The coin's value skyrocketed as more and more people became aware of its existence. Within a short period, the penny went from being worth 1 cent to being valued in the millions of dollars. People began to speculate just how much it would sell for in a public auction. The answer would soon come: $18 million. Yes, you read that correctly. This 1-cent coin, minted in 2011, was worth $18 million. It was a jaw-dropping amount, especially for a coin that had originally been intended for circulation as a simple, everyday penny. The sale of the penny was a defining moment in the world of coin collecting and a testament to the unpredictability of the numismatic market. It was also a reminder of the role that rarity and historical significance play in determining the value of currency. Coins, after all, are not just pieces of metal. They are symbols of history, culture, and the economy. And when a mistake is made, especially one as rare as this, it can turn an ordinary object into an extraordinary one. For many, the $18 million price tag was shocking, but it wasn't the first time that a seemingly worthless coin had turned into a small fortune. In the world of numismatics, coins with errors or unique features are highly sought after by collectors, and their prices can soar to extraordinary heights. Coins that were once considered common or mundane can suddenly become treasures when they are discovered to be rare or unusual in some way. In the case of the 2011 penny, it wasn't just the metal that made the coin valuable, it was the story behind it. The discovery of this rare penny sparked a renewed interest in coin collecting, with people all over the world suddenly realizing that their loose change might be worth more than they thought. It was a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones that are overlooked or dismissed as insignificant. Many people began to dig through their coin jars and look for any rare or unusual coins that might have slipped through the cracks. As a result, the world of numismatics experienced a surge in interest, with auctions and online marketplaces seeing an influx of rare coins being bought and sold for incredible prices. For some collectors, the 2011 penny was more than just a valuable object. It was a symbol of the thrill of the hunt. The idea that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could hold such immense value sparked a sense of excitement and curiosity. It reminded people that sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones that aren't immediately obvious, and that a little bit of research and knowledge can go a long way in uncovering hidden treasures. The sale of the 2011 penny also raised questions about the future of currency. As more and more coins and bills are replaced with digital forms of payment, it's possible that physical currency will become less and less common. However, coins like the 2011 penny serve as a reminder of the rich history of money and the role that physical currency has played in shaping the world we live in today. In a sense, the story of this penny is a snapshot of a moment in time, a time when coins still held tangible value and were a part of the everyday lives of people everywhere. But while the $18 million sale of the 2011 penny was a momentous event, it was also a cautionary tale. It reminded people that mistakes can be valuable, but they can also be costly. The U.S. Mint, for example, took great care to ensure that such an error would never happen again. The minting process was refined, and new measures were put in place to ensure that no further mistakes of this nature would occur. While this particular error resulted in a massive windfall for the lucky collector who purchased the coin, it also highlighted the importance of precision in the world of coin production. For those who had the privilege of being part of this extraordinary story, the $18 million penny was more than just a rare object. It was a symbol of the unpredictability of the numismatic world and the value that can be found in unexpected places. It was a reminder that sometimes, the smallest and most ordinary things can hold the greatest value. And for those who are passionate about coins, it's a story that will continue to be told for generations to come. So, next time you're holding a penny, remember that it might not just be worth 1 cent. You never know what hidden treasures might be out there, waiting to be discovered. Who knows, you might just have the next big find in your pocket. If you enjoyed hearing about this incredible story of the 2011 penny, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare coins, incredible finds, and much more.